See, I told y'all it's a lot of information. No, bullshit. And so I know, okay, I need to speak in English because they gotta understand. They don't understand tongues. I'm speaking English. I don't know what's going on. Something is going on. I just probably okay. I did ask for the angels to come. It must be more than you. I go. And then my mother. I don't know what she's been doing. What is my mother doing? What was she doing? Something is. It's not evil. It's the spirits are not bad. They're good. These whatever happened in the spirit is. I don't know what he's doing something. I don't feel like it's preparing for battle. I feel like it's preparing for like almost like it's like okay, here we go. It's about that time. It's it's about that time. Brian Carr did say that Obama his last year, it will be the worst, and so I've been waiting for November because we do elections in November. So this is technically his last year, even though it won't really be over for him until like January of 2017. So I'm really expecting a lot of stuff to kick off after January. But I gotta make this quick because this is too many parts. I talked to you about Jezebel. Ahab, as Brian Carr said, they will rule 2 terms, and then Atheliah was coming in. Um, it takes you live life. You gotta live pure, you gotta live holy, you fall, you mess up, you purposely disobey just because you want to. And God gonna forgive you. But see, that's always dangerous because it could be something small and you open yourself up. You open yourself up and there's no telling what them spirits are gonna do. That was a situation with a girl that was possessed. But it don't even gotta be that serious. It could be in other ways. It could be in other ways. It could be something you watch on TV, and then you angry and you bitter and you mad, and it just festers. It festers, and the headaches with the feeling. Do you know that pornography causes like cerebral palsy? Or is it Lou Gehrig's disease? I don't know if that's the same condition or two separate conditions, but I believe it's Lou Gehrig's disease. It affects your brain. As a man thinks, so is he. Be renewed by the transforming of your mind. There is a science called the science of thought, and your thoughts can actually shape your physical brain. This is why, see, they keep telling these people that they were born gay and that that they were born to switch from male to female. They're really supposed to be a female, and that's not true. It's just that their mind has become a woman's mind because of the way they think. And so in some cases I have heard with like as a supermodel who is transsexual and not the one that just did the pictures with Tyson Bedford. I think that was the one that was on Tyra Banks' show, who is from the area nearby where I went to school. I think he went to Nasaratsville. I went to Suitland, and whatever our rival, who was our rival? We had anybody from Sudan that sees this. We have a rival. He's from that school. He was a handsome, light skinned black boy. He wanted to be a woman. He was on the show. That's a mess. Some of that is too carnal for y'all ears to hear. But he clearly, if anybody saw him when he was on Tyra Banks trying to be a woman, and they put him in that little bikini, he couldn't. He was not supposed to be nobody's girl. But see, your mind, because some things is not appropriate to say. He was not supposed to be nobody's girl, but he just said chop it off, and he wanted to be a girl. But that's not the one. It's another one who's a famous supermodel. I knew it was a boy as soon as because that had just got saved. And as soon as I saw it, before they even revealed what it was, I said, okay, that one's going to be a transsexual. And then there was the 2 women. I said, oh, they're lovers. Same thing with at that point, the Lord was revealing certain things to me. They started talking about Yellowstone, and I said, no, it's coming. He just revealed. I just knew. Oh, it's the earth. It's the fire coming from the middle of the earth. And as I kept watching the show, that's where the fire was coming from. It's not a volcano. Yellowstone is not a volcano. That fire is literally coming from hell. Hell is bursting loose. It is coming from the center of the earth. That is where it is coming from. That is where it's coming from, and it's been scientifically, as I watched the show, this was science, and they showed that it was coming from up out of the earth. And I want to say they even said they heard sounds and things, and but that would be the lake of fire, and people aren't really thrown into the lake of fire yet. But I guess depending on the way held, I don't want to know how it's built and made. People have taken trips, so I knew that, and I knew the more science is where the Nation of Islam came out of, and Daddy Grace came out of that, and he was just showing me things, and I understood that one of the kings, Merlin the magician. It was no Merlin the magician. It was the king himself who was pretending. He was doing sorcery. He was doing magic. I'm saying the castle's there, and there's a cave right there. He was coming down, going in them caves, just like Loyola and all the other people who are into the occult world. And they like caves. I don't know what it is about caves. Even the prophets sometimes would run in caves, or they would hide the prophets in caves. And so, yeah, I was like, he was the one that was doing the sorcery, and then it comes out that that was actually what it is that was going on. So I say that to say there's a lot of things the Lord will reveal to me, but it's hard to like get it all down. Some of it is in books, some of it is not in books, and so it becomes confusing. It becomes confusing. And so, and Jezebel was at work with all of that. She comes after the kings, she comes after the prophets. She doesn't like prophets. She tries to kill them. But again, her daughter is worse. Her daughter is worse because as Brian Hart, Ahab and Jezebel believing that Atheliah will come, that was political. It seemed to me he was talking more political and saying that Hillary Clinton was going to be president. But now I understand that he's also speaking about in the church world. And that makes sense because what you see is that Athaliah made herself queen when Ahab and Jezebel was killed. But who killed Jezebel? Jehu killed many, many, many people. But when he came for Jezebel, when he came for her, this is why the gays say, oh, she's coming for me. When he came for Jezebel, the Bible says she saw the prophet coming and she painted her eyelids and tired her hair. Now I said, what does it mean to tire your hair? It's like Beyonce was like, hold up, let me fix my hair up. See, Jezebel will speak through people. That was Jezebel. Because as Beyonce's doing that whole for the frequent dress thing, let me fix my hair up and all of that. And then she has the two gay dudes like helping her with her makeup and stuff. I'm like, they are literally portraying Jezebel because that is what she did. To tire your hair means to make your hair beautiful. So she saw the prophet coming. She was so used to demolishing them that she just painted her eyes and fixed her hair. But the prophet said, who is on my side? And it was two or three eunuchs, which in those days they would have eunuchs. They didn't want them impregnating the concubines and the girlfriends and the wives of the king, and they would be responsible for taking care of them. So common sense tells you that means whatever they wanted is what you would have to do. So you would have to help them with their hair and help them get dressed and help them with their makeup and everything because you wasn't even seen as a man because you didn't. They would remove your testicles. They remove sometimes your testicles and penis. You would probably die, but in some cases that's what they was doing. And by the grace of God, people lived. And so you was a eunuch. You couldn't have no children. And in those days, you wasn't a man if you couldn't have no children. You wasn't a woman if you didn't have a husband, and you didn't have you know, any children. But now prostitutes, they would do all different types of things, abortions, or give birth to the baby and sacrifice it to the foreign gods, and all of that type of stuff went on. And but they could still make money and have a somewhat decent life. And so then you had the temple prostitutes who was working in the temple, worshiping the gods through sex. And so this is what happens. That's how you worship the gods. That's how you worship the demons. Sex and drugs and rock and roll. They told you. They told you. You just didn't know. They would listen to music. Anybody that's a Satanist or a witch, you do the music, and then it goes from there into sex, and then it goes into the rituals of the blood rituals and murdering and killing babies or drinking blood or eating feces and drinking urine. I mean, it depends on how deep, how dark into the darkness you want to go. And so, that's why they have on certain days. I'll use Halloween as an example because Halloween just passed. You went to the party, you drank, you danced. That was okay. You participated. And then some people went further with the drugs, and some people went further with the sex because all of that is a part of the rituals. And so while you was doing that, you was doing it for fun, but the devil was receiving that as worship. And he received that energy along with the energy of those who was really like sacrificing babies and killing children. And you think it's, people that's trying to just ruin your fun. When we are telling these type of things you go to hell for. You go to hell for because the gods that you are worshiping when you do those things are in hell. And you belong to them. They have gone to court, and your soul belongs to them. And so you have to go to your owner. It's not that God is sending anybody to hell. No, no, no. You have to go to your owner. And if you do those things, then you cannot serve two masters. God is not having that. And he said, he don't want nothing that's lukewarm. He wants you hot or cold. So you may not be thinking you worship the devil. You just having you some Hennessy and smoking some weed. But God says is too close to worshiping the devil. That is too close. The demons are getting energy from that. So he's like, okay, well, you go with them because he don't want that. You got to keep it all the way 100. I'm preaching to myself. I've explained to people before, but I speak these things, honey. You know what I see right now? I'm talking to this. I have this laptop or whatever, this tablet in my hand. And the image that I am seeing is the image that you're going to see. You When you watch it, you're going to see me talking. But as I'm watching it, I see my face in the door and the light in the the banister, and I see that's I'm literally preaching to myself. See, it's a two-edged sword, so it cuts me. Some people get upset or think I'm coming for them, or why is he angry? Why is he bitter? Why is he this? Listen, the sword, if it's cutting, notice only cutting you as I swing back to cut myself again. I'm not cutting you, I'm cutting myself. And as I swing back, it's cutting you also. That's the way the word of God works. You understand? So again, I'll be back with more about Jezebel and Atheliah.